What is going on, guys? In today's video we are doing FIFA 18 Premier League upgrades. So I've tried to make this kind of players that need substantial upgrades, not someone like Hazard for whom a +1 would do justice. I'm talking players that need actual large upgrades to their ratings. So the only exception is probably Alderweireld in terms of being fairly lower rated, but I'll get to him later. So as we all know, FIFA 17 is completely dead at the moment. There is nothing going on. The footies it's just a Premier League competition more or less, and realistically no one's playing it, but there is FIFA 18 hype, and so that's why I'm going to do this video. I'm starting goal with the best keeper in the Premier League from the 2016-17 season, Tom Heaton. How on earth did this guy not get into any of the team he is genuinely beyond me, because he had the most saves. He had that ridiculous game against United, to name one, and he is at least worthy, I would say, of an 81 rated card, if not higher, because seriously, he is the main reason why Burnley is still a Premier League team. He was absolutely immense, and it is beyond me that this guy did not get a team this season. So the next player is Ryan Bertrand, and the thing with him is he's just so solid and so consistent. I feel as if I cannot name many better left backs in the Premier League than this guy. He's so consistent. He does his job every single game, week in, week out, and you know, he's just the kind of player that would be useful for anyone in the Premier League. I'd say any Premier League team could use this guy's abilities. So once again, I would say this guy deserves at least an 81 rated, if not higher. Next, we have Steve Cook. So if you didn't know, in FIFA 16, this guy was a 72 rated player that got into the Premier League team this season with Bournemouth, and somehow did not get an upgrade for the next FIFA. This one is completely beyond me. EA ranked him over players like who did really well last year, actually, I can think of in 2015-16, sorry. Okay, to my, I'm pretty sure Vertonghen didn't get in. I'm pretty sure did Smalling get in? I'm not sure, but my point is there were a lot of very good centre backs that Cook eclipsed to get into the Premier League team this season a couple of years back, and this season obviously he's been overshadowed, but nonetheless, he's still been an absolute warrior at the back for Bournemouth, and he is a 72 rated card, and that is beyond ridiculous. He is at least worthy of a 77, I would say. +5. I would say he doesn't have to be 80 just yet, but 77 to 79 is I think the right rating for this guy. Next what you have is Toby Alderweireld, and see, kind of my issue with this guy is he's 85 rated. Okay, that is quite high, I'll admit that, but I cannot name more that many centre backs in the world I'd rather have than him. Honestly, he's one of the most calm, composed, and just he just does the job every single game for Spurs. I mean, he's so collected. He's so good on the ball. He's just got everything you need to be the modern centre back. And realistically, I don't think there are many teams in the world that would want to refuse this guy, because he is seriously up within the best centre backs in the world. I would say an 87 rated would be right for this guy, honestly. Next one we have is Kieran Trippier, who is obviously kind of taking the reins, I suppose, right back due to Walker leaving for an obscene amount of money. But this guy did show his talent last year. In any game that he was played, he has always played well, and that's not an easy thing to do, I suppose, when you're being overshadowed by someone. And Spurs, I think it is kind of notable that they're not at the moment trying to pursue any other right backs, because they know that this guy's got quality and this guy will be able to do a job for them. So I would say for that, Trippier should be worthy of at least an 80 rated. Next player we have is Heung-min Son. What a season this guy has had. I mean, the only place to get 2 Player of the Month awards is one thing. I mean, he's shown just what he can do. He has such incredible he's got incredible energy. He is one of the most ambidextrous players I've ever seen in my life, and just he is seriously worthy of so much more than a 79. Honestly, 82 or 83 would be good for this guy. I mean, if you don't believe me, just judge it by EA, okay? He's had about 20, no, okay, no, exaggeration, about 8 special cards this FIFA. That is insane. I'm pretty sure that's more than Suarez, probably more than Messi, probably up there with the likes of Higuain and like Ronaldo for amount of special cards here. That is insane. Next we have is the Premier League Player of the Year, N'Golo Kante. The guy with the engine, the absolute engine is the only way I can describe him. A warrior. I mean, he's only 83 rated, and you see, with a lot of players that are one season wonders, kind of like Mauro Vardy. What I've noticed, right, is this guy is one of the only players in the world that can actually change an entire team on his own. You saw Leicester's collapse last year, and it was because there was no one in the centre running up and down tirelessly, breaking up play, and just doing everything that needed to be done, like this guy. And that seriously haunted Leicester for the season. And that is why Kante and Vardy were... No, sorry. That is why Mahrez and Vardy were able to play the way they were. And then, obviously, he won the PFA Player of the Year. He's probably the most important player for Chelsea at the moment. And he is one of the only players in the world that I think he would make any team better. Barcelona, Real Madrid, every team needs a Kante. And for that, I would say at least an 87 rated card next year. Next, we have Gylfi Sigurdsson. And so Swansea won 50 million quid for this guy. So I saw an announcence the other day, right? So Swansea won 50 million for this guy, and that's reasonable because if Sigurdsson leaves, they are essentially saying goodbye to their Premier League status, and I completely agree with that. This guy is the heart and soul of the team. He is genuinely the be-all and end-all. 9 goals and like 30 assists for a team playing so badly last year. I mean, him and like people say Llorente had a good season, which he played all right, okay. But did you not notice how many of those goals were laid on an absolute plate by this guy's work? He is, I would say, the most important player in maybe in the Premier League to one club. No one is more important to a single club than Gylfi Sigurdsson is to Swansea. I would say an 84 rated card would do him justice. Nothing less than that. Next we have Leroy Sané, who just showed off his quality really well last year when he was given the opportunity. Obviously he wasn't given it at the start, but when he played, he shined. And for that, I would say at least an 82. Or, okay, at least an 81, I would say, would be fair for this guy. Because, I mean, he did a very good job for City when he had the chance. That is why he was one of the PFA Young Player of the Year nominations. And our strikers are going to be Josh King and Jermaine Defoe. Both now Bournemouth players. So first, we start with Josh King, who scored 16 goals in the Premier League, I believe, for Bournemouth, yeah? Not even playing from striker. He was a second striker, even going back as an attacking mid, and he managed to score 16 goals for Bournemouth. How we didn't get the team in the Premier League team this season is beyond me yet again, because see, Bournemouth managed to finish 9th last season. No one really knew how, and the main reason was this guy. He scored more goals in that season than he has done for the rest of his career put together. Okay. And that doesn't sound like a good stat, but this guy did absolute bits for Bournemouth last year. He's 74 rated now. I would say 78 rated for what he did. Because not only did he score more goals than any, say, one Liverpool player. Not one Liverpool player scored more goals than him. Not our strikers, not anyone. But he scored 16 goals from attacking mid. That's ridiculous. Honestly, that is... It's one thing if he's a proper striker, but he's not even that. And finally, we have the hero, Jermaine Defoe. I think he scored something like 15, 16 goals again last year for Sunderland. Like, without him, Sunderland got relegated and they came last, obviously. But if it weren't for him, I genuinely think they would have been mathematically relegated by about February or March rather than late April. I mean, this guy was the absolute heartbeat of their team. He was the life of their of their team, and he's gone now. But I would say an 83 rated would do justice for this guy, because what he's done the last 2 seasons for Sunderland is, you can ask any Sunderland fan this, I reckon, as well. He is notarized as a club legend now, so I think that deserves to put him at a higher rating. So that is the video. If you did enjoy it, please drop a like, and I'll see you guys later.